we're off. One game away from joining the big boys in US soccer in the US Open Cup. Just twists and turns out of the tightest of spaces. Johannes Pex. Bit of space here for James Tristino. Tristino whipping it towards John Brown, who connects! And couldn't keep it down. What a wonderful ball in by James Tristino. And Korechi, who scored last weekend against Limstein in the Manning Cup. Just hang on a second. Silva cuts it back. That's a clever ball. Texeria sets it. And it's fired straight into the hands of Luis Diaz. Fatazada floats it in towards Tristino, who goes for that acrobatic effort. That would have been special. 2 for the Pancyprians, 1 for Brockton. Argudo drives it up. Tristino with space. Coming into the area. Holland in the middle. Tristino towards Joe Holland. It comes back to Tristino again. And it's off the line. And it didn't go in off the rebound. Fatazada. Closed down by Andrade. One back by Brockton. It's a decent spell for the visitors. That's a lovely bit of footwork. Silva drawing in the tackles. Advantage continues. Tavares onto his left foot, has the shot. And it's into the hands of Diaz. Tristino. Joe Holland. Tristino again. Well closed down by Andrade. But it falls back to Tristino. Touches it to Joe Holland, who's onside. Holland looked to fire it into the front post. Very, very acute angle. Luis Argudo. That's a lovely ball to Johannes Pex. Floats it in. And it's going to come towards James Tristino. Joe Holland! Not quite enough power behind it as they look to stroke it into the bottom left corner. Antonio Silva. Lovely bit of footwork. Sets it back. Takes a rear. Saved. And it comes on the rebound. Saved again. A mix of Pex, but the chance is still alive. Oh no, it's not. The flag is up. Oh, good. To Joe Holland, who got some good power on it, but couldn't redirect it onto the frame. Drilled out to Rafael Bustamante. Scamper forwards. Managed to ride 2 tackles. Bustamante still with it. Sets it back towards Joe Holland. Joe Holland has the crack straight into the hands of Mora. Manuel Castellon with some space to come up into, but not a good pass by him. One back by Andrade. Nilton Texeria. Still with it, has a crack. One back by the Pancyprians. Forster with his first touch. Fatazada slots it through, and John Brown is going to race after this. John Brown. Excellent recovery by Stefan Texeria. He isn't going to budge. And it does look like Paulo Tavares over the wall and well over the crossbar. Matthew Forster is going to whip in towards Joe Holland. Joe Holland driven wide, cuts back inside. Lots of white shirts now in the penalty area. Holland still with it, sends it back across, but cut out on the near post. Fernandez. Stefan Texeria, positive first touch. Texeria and Nilson Texeria in the penalty area. Drives it towards the near post. Andrade. And Tavares gives it to Silva, sets it back towards Nilson Texeria, who's going to get the second ball. Tavares didn't cleanly connect. Johannes Pex. Is someone going to seize the day in normal time? We're going to go to an extra period. Here's Matthew Forster. It's going to drop to him. Matthew Forster! Sails past the right post. That was not far away. Top scorers from respective seasons on the field. That's a good bit of play forwards. It's going to be worked forwards. And Ramos with the shot. Diaz spilled it. And then a player's gone down. And it's a penalty for Brockton in the final minute of this Open Cup qualifying round. A nightmare for Rafael Diaz, who spilled the ball. Dove in for the second ball. It looked like minimal contact to me. fires it home, and Brockton are minutes away from reaching the big leagues. Emphatic penalty. Pancyprians will feel so aggrieved. It looked like minimal contact in the box. Pancyprians have managed to pull some amazing rabbits out of the hat late here. Can they do it again? Peck's looking inside. It bounces across. It comes to the far post. And it's gathered by Mora. John Brown does well. And he finds Tristino, who can turn. It's a 4-3 for the Pancyprians. Forster on his left. It's given to Matthew Forster. Towards the far post. Headed clear before it can reach past the Zada. Joe Holland. Johannes Pex. It's now or never for the Pancyprians. Pex towards the far post. Matthew Forster sets it back. Oguno and Joe Holland has equalised for the Pancyprians in stoppage time. A heroic return for the Pancyprians talisman. What a remarkable conclusion here at Balsam Stadium. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Joe Holland, who spent so much this season injured, has made his return known at the most critical of times. Andrade buys himself another free kick. They've been very canny at certain points. Brockton. Free kick's taken quickly. Stefan Texeria. He's got some space here. Texeria with a low drive. Palmed out by Diaz, and the rebound is finished. And surely that is the final word for Brockton. A final twist in stoppage time. The Pancyprians furious. I think they felt as if that should have been offside. I think it was Castellon who finished it. Nilton Texeria works down the left side. Ramos coming into the area. Could put the icing on the cake here. Ramos still with it. Ramos. And somehow they haven't put in the third. Still play goes on. Ramos. He's going to go for a spectacular shot, and he's finished it spectacularly. And Brockton are going to the Open Cup in style. A remarkable effort from Ramos. Brockton dancing for joy, dancing their way into the Open Cup. What an impact by Ramos for off the bench. Whoever's left is nothing more than academic at this point. Right up. Coming into the area, cut back. And it's going to be a goal kick. And that's the final action. A remarkable finale at St John's. Brockton are going to the Open Cup. And the Pancyprians' incredible winning run at home finally brought to an end.